How did you get over your fear for the geese in Phuket? The little bastards came at me yesterday on my way back.
If you don't know what we're talking about, there's a group of angry birds in Thailand.
This size.
And they like rule the street, and if you see them, you just can't go down that street because they'll go for you.
Yeah. What's up guys, welcome to another one here from Tutorial for Fitness. Today it is a little bit different than what we've been doing the last couple of days. I'm in a Bali villa with a puppy. It has Bali written all over it. So today, you can go where you go. We've had a person in our vlogs the last couple of days called Siobhan. For a lot of you people out there, you don't know who she is. For a lot of you do know who she is because a lot of the people watching our vlogs is also her followers. She's an Irish girl that built her career, so basically on Instagram. So Siobhan is an... Alright guys, it's much easier if she just says it herself. So, help me here Siobhan. Who are you?
I don't know. I'm an online fitness coach. I've also built up my Instagram, which has allowed me to work with some cool businesses and allowed me to travel and live my best life.
So with Dora and I, we've been working out of Thailand and traveling around, and we've always met Siobhan. She's always living this amazing life. So definitely her lifestyle is very appealing to us. And today we asked, or actually yesterday, Siobhan asked all her followers on Instagram to send some questions to do like a Q&A. A bunch of random questions about Siobhan. Hopefully one or two about us, maybe. We can hope. But if not, listen to her story and maybe you get inspired to live the same life. Siobhan is gonna read up some questions from her Instagram. I think she received a lot of weird questions as well, but definitely also a lot of legit questions. And we're just gonna rotate on turn to read up the questions, and then yeah, let's see how it goes. Siobhan,
right.
Question number one.
Do you need specific shots or vaccinations for traveling to Thailand?
Yeah. So we've been living in Thailand for over a year and working there, and I don't lead by example, but I've never gotten any vaccinations.
I got a few when I first went.
You need the hepatitis A and B.
Yeah, I got them about a year ago.
Yeah.
Probably should get it topped up. But I know a lot of people don't get the vaccinations when going, so it's don't take, medical advice from us, but it's up to you.
Yeah, better safe than sorry.
And actually the next question is, did you get sick at all from eating or drinking in somewhere so foreign?
For example, here in Bali, we have the Bali belly. That's something we've come to know. Some people get hit like pretty hard with it and gets taken out for about a couple of days. In Thailand, it's usually, I feel like you come to Thailand and within the first 2 weeks you have stomach problems, but then you're fine.
I never really had it. I think I just have a really strong stomach.
Yeah, I'm the same. I've never
had
anything bad.
I think it's a kind of a fear you have before coming here that it's like that it's so foreign, but it's fine. Next question. Okay. If I don't exercise, is 1200 to 1300 calories okay for fat loss? I'm female, 29, 5'5", and 65 kilos. Straight away, I'm like, that seems very low.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think a lot of people, if they say that they're eating that much, it's never normally long term. People say, I eat 1200 calories and can't lose weight. But I do think a lot of the time they try it for a while and it doesn't work, eat more, try it again. And so really they're not actually eating 1200 calories. If you stuck to 1200 calories long term, I presume you would drop a lot of fat and muscle.
And you do burn a lot of calories also just living your life, so you don't necessarily have to be exercising to burn a lot of calories every day.
Yeah, your BMR is like the amount of calories you burn without doing anything.
Yeah.
And it's normally probably more than 1300 for even a small female.
Yeah. When we work in Titan Fitness in Thailand, we usually put girls on 2200 calories with 2 trainings every day and they drop weight. That's 1000 calories extra every day.
If I had 2000 calories, the weight would fall off me.
Yeah.
That's a big if. I find it very hard to eat that little. How do you make friends when you're solo traveling? Here's some I made earlier. Well, the thing is, you have to talk to people, and one of the easiest ways to get talking to people is actually probably training in a class.
Yeah.
That's where I met Chris and Dora
Sure.
in Titan. They're training there, teaching classes, and I suppose when you train, you get talking to people, and then you're like, hey, you can go for food after, or.
Yeah.
But you do have to put yourself out there, and I think it is easier to talk to people when you're not with anyone else. If you're with someone, it's very easy to just kind of stick together. And I think that's why I love solo traveling so much, is that you get to meet so many cool people.
Yeah.
True, agree.
Another way is to stay at a hostel. Because
Yeah.
there you always meet more like people.
Yeah.
Any tips on eating healthy on the road, especially in the places with not so healthy cafes?
You want to take that one, Chris?
Well, it really depends on the country you're in. So you gotta know what types of foods that are available. But just remember to look at your plate with protein, carbs, and fats. You know, don't always go to a restaurant and order something that's healthy. You need to know what carbohydrates, proteins, and fats are. And when you look at your plate, you want to have a equal distribution of the three, depending on your activity level and so. But I learned a lot about that by starting counting macros. That's a pretty extreme measure to take, but it's a good way to get a really good understanding for food. So later in life, when you travel around the world, it's so much easier to see on the menu. It might say it's healthy because there's low fat, but there might be a lot of carbs in it. It might say it's low carb, but it's busted up with fat, so it's like an 800 calorie meal anyway. But you learn those things from counting macros. So yeah, that's probably my best advice. Like 1 month of macro counting before you leave, and you should be
that's
really
definitely,
good
that's helped me the whole, I've counted macros for years, and it's definitely helped me be able to look at a meal and just roughly guess how many calories it is. I've often still tracked while traveling. Even you get to learn how to read labels and stuff, and you might think, oh, I can't have a snack, I can't have popcorn because it's not healthy. But when you look at it, and you might find one of my, like, Manhattan popcorn is just corn and salt and coconut oil, and you might see that as bad food, but if you learn to read labels, read instructions, and have a good idea of your macros, it's actually quite easy. But in a restaurant, choose a meal that's high in protein, lots of vegetables, ask for dressings on the side, and you don't have to be perfect, just consistent with your nutrition.
How the hell did you just do 100 burpee box jumps?
Chris made me do it. I was like, oh, okay, I'm not going to do it now. And you're like, well, you could try 100 burpee box jumps. And I was like, I do like a challenge.
Yeah.
So I just did it and just kept going. It was really, really tough.
There's a lot of things to gain from something like a repetitive movement, other than you would obviously think that it's very tough physically, but also mentally, that you have to keep telling yourself rep by rep, keep going, keep going, keep going. So not only is it a great physical challenge, but it's also a mental training to just keep pushing even when you feel like you want to die.
I wanted to die.
Yeah, we all do. What size box jump did you use for the 100 burpee challenge?
20-inch, that's the normal for females, isn't it?
Yeah.
So 20 inches for females, 24 for guys. That's the kind of the standards. When you have that CrossFit box that you've seen, then it's the lowest side, that is 20 inches for girls.
Did you ever lose your period from overtraining, calorie deficit?
When I did my competition prep, probably about 3 months out, stopped getting my period, and my coach said that is normal going onto stage. And to be honest, like, competing for a bikini competition is not healthy. Like, if you are getting that lean, or your body, it's usually a sign that your body is under a lot of stress, and you should probably reduce your amount of training or increase your amount of food. Like, you want your body to be functioning normally, and its health should be the priority.
Something that's sustainable
Yeah.
should be your target or your goal.
Okay, next one. I can't meet my protein target every day. Would it be bad to have an extra protein shake?
Food over supplements, always.
But yeah, and I do agree that. But I think a lot of women, especially, find it very difficult when they realise, kind of how much protein they need if they do start counting macros for the first time. And I don't know, there's only so many chicken breasts you can have a day. I try to mix it up, like taking protein from different sources and everything. But like, at the end of the day, if you're having a good few meals, a good source of protein, you can have a protein shake if it means that it makes it a little bit easier to hit your protein.
Yeah.
But especially whey protein, your body absorbs it well. But there's kind of other nutrients and stuff you can gain from eating real food.
Yeah, I think if the situation is that you either hit your goal or not hit your goal at the end of the day, go ahead and have a shake. Of course, be aware that in some of the products there's a lot of sugar, so make sure that you do read the label on the whey protein that you choose before you do it, because it could send you off in a caloric surplus in the end of the day. Do you need to go for a working visa due to online clients or normal visa?
No, like my business is in Ireland, so I'm not working here, so I just have a holiday visa.
Core, what's the best exercise to see quick results? That is the most popular question ever.
Deadlifts.
Yeah.
No, true. Like if you build a strong core, and then it's all about just staying in the calorie deficit.
Yeah, this is really like one of those things that we encounter every single day as coaches. Just to put it out there, and this is a misunderstood phenomenon. You cannot choose where to burn body fat. That's your body, and it's your genetics. If you're a girl that has more fat around your waist, through the
I'm more legs, and I wish I could.
Then that is the last place you lose fat. No juice detox or 1,000 sit-ups can change that. So it's really important to remember that work create abs, food, right? Calorie deficit.
And having some muscle under there to actually show when you do get the fat off.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's why I say deadlifts.
Deadlifts, yeah.
Squats.
So anything that that loads the body, like sit-ups is obviously good for training the abdominal muscles, but any sort of stabilization exercise with a deadlift, your core is stabilizing the weight. It's not moving, stabilizing. That's how the core was like put on human beings, to stabilize the trunk. You don't walk around like this. So isometric training works great as well, planks and L-sit holds and stuff. I'm in a good situation about performance, but this doesn't reflect the aesthetic I want to achieve.
That's a good question, I think, in terms of people who are interested. You know the way the whole CrossFit versus aesthetics look?
Yeah,
I think we should have a look at Dora as a perfect example of how you can perform and look amazing.
The thing is, like, I want to get stronger, so I know I need to eat a lot so I can get stronger. But then I also want to look lean, and I know I can't have both. So it's a little bit hard.
Yeah, but you do look amazing. And it's a battle I think all girls go through, especially that are doing CrossFit. I know for me, like, I love CrossFit training. It's like I want to look like a bodybuilder, but as in, like, it'd be great to have like the bikini model look. But I really, really enjoy the CrossFit training. And I'm kind of kidding myself a little bit. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm getting very chunky, it must be the CrossFit, when really I'm just not staying in a calorie deficit. So I think if you're really worried about, I like that, you have to choose performance or aesthetics. Like, if you want to look lean, you can do your CrossFit training and stay in a calorie deficit, or you can eat more to perform better, or you can do like some, periodization of it. You can do a bulk and while getting stronger and everything, and then maybe cut down for holidays or summer or anything like that.
I think you could look at functional training, strength training with cardiovascular endurance inside together. It's like a tool. It's a tool that you can use to get really strong, get really fast. But what determines what it actually does to you is your food, right? So if you want to get bigger, you have to eat to get bigger. If you want to lose weight, you have to eat less to lose weight. CrossFit, bodybuilding, again, is diet. I think a lot of CrossFitters have the reputation of being small, skinny people, but that's usually because people fail to eat enough food. Like, you have to eat a lot of food.
Or the opposite. I think a lot of girls, they eat a lot, and then they are putting on a lot of muscle, obviously with some body fat as well. And people are like, oh, I don't want to look like that. That you need to
exactly.
Once you're control, it's all in the kitchen.
And if you back to the question we had before about like how's your genetics. So if you're a girl with a lot of fat around your lower part of the body, let's say your thighs, then your body will automatically build more muscle around those areas. So you will look like a girl with big legs, big like hamstrings and quads. And I know that's not very attractive for some girls, but that's just how it is. That's not the training style. That's just how your body is built. We know a lot of girls like that, right? And it's just they're the strong girls, stronger than me, unfortunately. How many calories do you consume every day, and how much of it do you introduce by food? Good job.
I'd say I'm eating over 2,500 calories a day here, but my activity levels are through the roof compared to normal. So I think, I don't introduce foods because I've never really cut anything out. So just everything in moderation. Yeah,
it's tough in Bali. Food here is so good, guys.
And it's hard to get protein.
Yeah, that is a hard
There's a
one.
lot
Yeah.
of things is vegan.
This would be one for you guys. Travel fitness packing essentials, please.
Well, first of all, obviously,
Training clothes.
training clothes and whatever you need in the gym, right?
Yeah.
What would that entail for you?
Oh, for
Like
us,
with a CrossFitter, I think you've got like a full
obviously-
kit.
Oh yeah.
So Dora, for example, her mobility is not as good as mine, so she needs weightlifting shoes. I don't need weightlifting shoes. I can just use flat shoes. But what we have in common is a weightlifting belt. We have gymnastic straps,
Knee sleeves.
a lot of shorts and tops. 'Cause
Skipping rope.
Skipping rope, that's a good one, yeah. And I have a lot of like wrist straps and just general like strongman equipment. I think you don't have that, but that's basically the starter pack, the CrossFit starter pack. That's what we travel with. We try to minimize it as much as possible, but we got to be able to do the exercises.
Do you have the fancy socks?
Yeah, a lot of stance socks. That's important as well. Yeah.
Same person asked, do you have to take anything extra to stay hydrated over there, like Dior-Lights? Coconuts
Yeah.
and Pocari Sweat.
Car sweat, yeah.
Yeah, that's just a drink they have over here with extra electrolytes in it.
But
You
just-
do sweat a lot.
Yeah, I do. And just remember, guys, like water. Like don't necessarily have to take anything else instead of water. Water is what your body needs, and I usually tell people to drink three bottles of the 1.5 liter bottles every day, morning session, afternoon, and night. And then you definitely know you get enough water, and then you can supplement with bananas for potassium, coconuts, maybe even the small electrolyte packages with the powder. Some come
Yeah.
with sugar, some without. So look into that. But yeah, again,
Especially training in the heat.
yeah.
That's another person asked, do you think all the CrossFit and conditioning you're doing has helped or hindered your strength or hypertrophy? I do feel like I'm training a lot more over here because I'm trying to keep up with these guys who train like twice a day, proper CrossFit athletes. But yeah, I kind of tried my deadlift the other day and it was not as strong as it was before. But again, there's so many variables from training twice a day, possibly dehydrated, just tired, walking a lot. Hypertrophy I haven't really worried about. I haven't really kind of considered the size of my muscles in a while. But I do think it hinders my strength a little bit.
Again, you're burning more calories, you're training more, so you also have to eat more calories to sustain the muscle mass. So that's something you have to take into account as well. You know.
Do you ever get a little lonely traveling by yourself? Not when like these guys. No, I mean I think I'm very, very comfortable in my own company, and I suppose with social media and stuff, it's always been like I always have someone to talk to if I really wanted to, and you get to meet cool people along the way. Bali has definitely been, there's been a crowd of us really every
the
day,
whole
so I wouldn't even call it solo travel, but no, I don't. I think I just love it. I'm happy in my own company. You guys done any solo travel recently?
I've done it, no, not recently. I've done it once, and it was a great experience. You're just automatically more social because you know if you're not going to get any friends. So you open up a lot more.
Yeah, it putting yourself out there.
Yeah, it's definitely good for personal
I
development.
felt like when I was working as a cabin crew, like you would never be alone. You always be with the crew. But I wanted to have my friends when I was experiencing like nice places and stuff like that.
Oh, you've seen the whole world.
Are you using your Fitbit or Apple Watch?
Apple Watch. I had a Fitbit about well over a year ago. The Bionic, it was grand. But I think, they're all very similar. I've worn, doing a few classes, I've worn a polar heart rate monitor here while wearing the Apple Watch and the Garmin, and they all pretty much nailed it. Like they were all nearly the same. So I like the Apple Watch purely for syncing up my devices and taking selfies when I've no one around.
Okay. Any tips on learning box jumps? I can never seem to coordinate both legs together.
That's easy. So we get this all the time. Not to be sexist, but it's usually girls that has like a mental block when it comes to jump onto things with a 2-foot takeoff. So what we do is basically just stack plates. So you start with a 5 kilo plate and 10 kilo plate and then slowly build it up. And remember, it's not 2, 3, 4 jumps. It's like 50 jumps at least in one session, just slowly getting comfortable doing it. And if you have a coach next to you that knows what he's doing, he can get you to jump onto that 20-inch box we talked about earlier in one session, no problem. It's all up here. So yeah, gradually increase the height and you'll be good.
Bali or Thailand for fitness holiday?
Ooh! Boom! The bomb just dropped.
And she also wants to know the prices and cost of living.
Right, this is a big one. Bali or Thailand? A lot of people are asking this. I'm going to say Bali. Agree?
If you can drive a scooter, then yes.
Well, I
If
can't
not-
drive a scooter, and I
Oh,
still
you
prefer
can-
Bali.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's very important to note here that what's good when we say Thailand, we talk about Phuket, Soi Thaiet, right?
Yeah.
There's this amazing street in Phuket where everything is located on one street. You don't need a scooter. You can walk everywhere. You have grocery stops. You have many different types of fitness. Everything is available right your door. There's protein shakes everywhere. There's food shops and restaurants that cater towards people with performance in mind. So it's all about. It's not about how it looks. It's about what are the nutrients that you get. And that is super, super important. It's hard here in Bali to actually get a good meal with protein, carbs and fats in the right ratio. It might not be hard, but it's definitely, we don't see it in every meal. We have to supplement with protein, for example. So that's something that's really important. And also training environment is really good in the street in Phuket.
Yeah, it's a much smaller community,
Yeah.
so you end up bumping
Yeah.
into people a lot more, and
Yeah.
I suppose I think making friends a lot easier.
Yeah, that's
But
easier.
is that because we have been in our own little group?
Yeah, maybe. Like we had some guys come over from Phuket to Bali and experience the whole life here, and what they said, their impression was that they could not live here because there's too many temptations. Let's say the party life, the surfer lifestyle, go out for beers on the beach.
It's very hard not to
Yeah.
have a beer watching the sunset.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you definitely will put yourself in a tough spot by living here. Take a scooter and you have the most amazing parties within 5 minutes. Whereas you're in Phuket, it's still like 30 to 40 minutes if you want to go to Patong or other places. And it's not the same. It's not the same, the type of party you have in Phuket and here. This is definitely like the whole hipster vibe. It appeals to everyone and it's awesome.
Yeah, but I think, I suppose it depends how
Yeah.
disciplined you are. Like I was able to go to the beach and watch the sunset and not have a drink, but you do need, I suppose, a little bit more discipline here than you would on the soy. Thing to note is it's much cheaper here.
It is.
Like all the meals and the food quality is so much better.
Yeah.
It's a lot of like cool vegan cafes and organic cafes and all that. If you're into that kind of thing, but I find the food is really top class, and you're paying less than €5 for. You're going to put in some conversions here, but less than €5 for a really good meal.
Yeah.
And I do think on the soy, by the time you get that kind of food, you're paying probably closer to €10.
Yeah, it's not Thailand. Is not Thailand is not cheap anymore. They're definitely raising the prices.
Especially
now.
where on the
Yeah,
soy, because they see all the people coming who are just here to train, and they've got the money to spend. But in Thailand, if you want, you can find the places to eat cheap. You get your chicken fried rice from.
What do you think about accommodation? Is that cheaper here or in Thailand?
Yeah, like the place I just stayed in was €18 a night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember what that would be. I mean, it isn't extortionate on the street. Like it's not. I mean, you can definitely get cheap accommodation for decent quality and everything.
Yeah. Depends on the area, touristy areas versus.
Yeah.
But it's definitely cheap in Bali. Have you ever had an injury? Any advice for getting back into training afterwards?
No, touch wood. No serious injuries. I pulled my back a couple of years ago trying to do a deadlift when I didn't know how to deadlift. But no, luckily, I mean, considering the amount of training I've been doing over the last few years, I haven't had any serious injuries. But I'm sure you have some stories to tell.
Well, I broke my tibia here in 3 places. So I had like 8 screws and a plate and everything. And I actually started CrossFit as my rehab. And that's how I got into CrossFit. So after that, I've never been stronger.
Let's point out that the doctor told her she would never walk properly again.
Oh yeah.
But what we did was just, we got her starting with like basic movements, no weights, alright? So we started with squats and got into lunges when she could stabilize her knee, like slowly progressing. And then now she's competing and placing top 3 and doing an awesome job. So I think the answer will be, you got to get moving again, but in moderation, and remember to not push it too hard. Listen to your body.
And what about preventing injuries, especially in CrossFit? What do you say about that?
Recovery, eat enough food, get your sleep, and listen to your body.
Do mobility?
Yeah, so take care of your body, like do stretching routines, and we have stuff like Romwat. Romwat is great because it's 20 minutes every day on the internet, romwat.com. Go check it out. It's basically range of motion, workout of the day, 20 minutes every day. It'll cover all the body parts, change the routine every day. It's super easy. It's good to get done. Yeah, take care of your temple. So that's it for now, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you found this interesting. If you want to see more about this wonderful lady, then Instagram name is...
You're like hidden. Oh, ohfitness_IE.
And she also offers online training programs at...
ohfitness.ie.
So yeah, thank you guys, and we'll see you in the next one.